Hello and welcome to this Study Online webinar from the University of Essex Online. Today we'll be focusing on our undergraduate courses. So firstly, my name is Hayley, I work in the marketing team, and today I am delighted to welcome our panel of presenters, including Louise, Stephen and Shanae, and they will probably all be popping at the top of your screen now. Cool. So for today's webinar, the panel will give an overview of the range of undergraduate courses on offer, how you'll study online with a demonstration of our virtual learning environment, otherwise known as VLE, and the support we offer throughout your degree and the admissions process and just how to apply. So we are recording this session and there will be some time for questions at the end. So please feel free to ask questions throughout the session in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen in Zoom. And if we are ready, we can make a start. Okay, so here's why we think you should choose the University of Essex Online. So as you can see, we've got 15 years experience providing online degrees, and student success is at the heart of everything that we do. So here's just a couple of reasons why we think you should choose us for your online study journey. So we work around you. So it's flexible, it's 100% online and part-time, and you can complete your degree whenever's best for you. And a little bonus, the graduation is held on the University of Essex campus, which is quite nice at the end of your studies. So let's take a look at the undergraduate courses on offer. As you can see, we've got a wide range of subject areas. Starting with business, you can choose a bachelor's degree in business and management, business and marketing, or a top-up of an existing foundation degree. Okay, so these courses will give you a great understanding of business practices and allow you to tailor your studies to your chosen career path. So for those looking for a career in healthcare, we also offer our BH Honours Healthcare and Management. So that is a 4-year part-time course and will help you take your first steps in the healthcare career, combining specialised modules in both leadership and healthcare. As you can see, we also offer law degrees. So these are ideal if you're looking to become a barrister or a solicitor, as our courses will enable you to progress onto a bar practice course and prepare you in part for the new solicitor's qualifying exam. So all variations of our law degrees incorporate practical assessments and real-life scenarios to help you reflect the new SQE ratio. And finally, we have our psychology courses. So at undergraduate level, you can choose our psychology course, which is accredited by the British Psychological Society. Alternatively, you can branch out into a complementary area of interest in our business psychology or criminal psychology courses. So as you may have seen online, we also offer the opportunity to study a shorter certificate of higher education, otherwise known as Cert HE. So rather than the full bachelor's degree, which may be a better option for you, because these are 16-month courses which act as a stepping stone to a full undergraduate degree. And they operate as an entry route, meaning you don't need to have any previous academic or work experience. So our course start dates vary throughout 2023 and 2024. So please see your chosen course webpage for any upcoming start dates, and we can post a link on the chat, which will include the next start dates. Okay, next slide, please. And I believe I am handing over to Stephen.
This part of the presentation is aimed at giving you a sense of what it's like to study one of our online programs. I'll talk a little bit about the platform, but then I'll also talk about some of the specific content and how we deliver that content to students. So first of all, it's one central platform for you to use to access everything you need. So you're provided with all your coursework material, all your ebooks are provided. There are links to the university library. So anything that you need to successfully complete the program is presented in the VLE. All your assignments, your grades, your feedback, the learning community, all in one space. And that space is also responsive, so you can access on your mobile, your tablet, laptop, and so on. It's a really nice, easy to use interface. Not only do you get access to your taught modules on the VLE, you also get access to a range of support services throughout your program. So that could be support with study skills. So for example, academic writing, referencing, those are really important skills that you might not have used for some time. There are resources that sit around your program of study that will help you, and you can access those resources from any page on the VLE. You can also access our support teams. So that could be, for example, the student support team. They have a page on here where you can access their contact details. You can also access them via live chat straight through the VLE. And you'll notice as I work through the pages, we also have a knowledge base, again, accessible from any page, and you can search this for any of our support articles, for example, how to reference posts and all this kind of stuff. So it's a really supportive environment to help you work through your program. So this is the home screen I was talking about. So this is the module homepage where we've got our introductory video. Hopefully you can see the intro there. This is the learning platform. On the left here, you've got the navigation. And on the right-hand side there, you've got the content for this homepage. As I was saying, on the module homepage, you'd see the introduction to the module, what the learning outcomes are for the next 9 weeks. On the left-hand side, I'll just go through some of the key pages. First of all, we have a tutor office. So this is where the tutor details are presented to students. So a bit of a biography, some contact details, a profile picture, and also some details about the service level agreement. So our tutors will reply to emails within 24 hours during the week, 48 over the weekend, but also they'll grade and provide feedback on any of the summative assignments within 7 days. That's a really quick turnaround. That means that you're constantly getting feedback during the module, which helps you develop your understanding throughout the 9 weeks, rather than having to wait, weeks and weeks after a submission point. You get feedback really quickly, and the idea being that you can use that feedback to develop your understanding of the content. So each module has a dedicated academic lead in the tutor. There's a timetable page, the deadline details page. So this is the page with the major milestones for the module. So in this module, there are 2 assignment points. It's a mid-module assignment and an end-of-module project. And we can see here when these assignments are due. All students also have their own personalized calendar on the VLE. So you can export that and import it into your Google Calendar or Outlook. And we populate that calendar with these key deadlines. These are the dates not to miss. So this is when your assignments are due. And really important page for students to become familiar with. There are other dates within the module. There are live sessions, for example. So this module has a series of 4 live seminars. Now, these are optional. You don't have to attend these sessions. If you're unable to make these times, we understand that students have lots of different commitments. So we also record all these live sessions, and you can catch up on the recording afterwards. If you can attend, it's a really good opportunity, not just to meet your tutor, but also to meet your fellow students, and you can collaborate and you can work together in those live sessions. And we use Zoom to host those sessions. So again, the link is posted in the VLE and you can access them straight through. Same with the recordings. We post the recordings straight to the module, so you don't have to look somewhere else to find those. They're all in one place. This is the module resources page. This page we reserve for any additional content that might not be tied to a specific week of study. So it could be that you need to download some additional software. Maybe there's a glossary of terms that we need students to understand. And we'll use this section, for example, the grading criteria. We use this section to just add extra content to a module that isn't necessarily tied to a specific week. And we'll look at a specific week of content in just a second. The final section here, before we look at some content, is the ebook section. So I mentioned at the beginning, you have access to all the resources you would need. And often that means that it's an ebook that you might need to access. So we provide the core ebook for the modules using a platform called VitalSource, and you can access that book straight through the module. This allows you to add notes to your ebook, so you can add annotations. You can download the book and view it offline. Perhaps you're traveling, or you might be going, have a period of time where you're offline. You can still read the core text offline, which is really important. Alongside the core ebook, there's also the online library, where there are hundreds of thousands of journal articles, ebooks, conference papers, all sorts of things. I'll show you how we point to those in a second, but just to say that there's a dedicated text for most modules, which you have those that VitalSource platform to access that core ebook. So finally, I'm on to a week of study. So this is week one. Each week has a particular topic, some introductory text, and then we've got some learning outcomes for the students to work through. And if I scroll down the page, you'll start to see some activities that I'm expected to complete as a student. So first of all, we've got a lecture cast. And if I load this lecture cast up, this is our version of a traditional lecture. So in fact, it's saved where I'm up to. So I'll just go back to the beginning. Can you see on the screen, business environment? Yeah, okay, cool. So this is a lecture. And instead of presenting, like an hour-long traditional lecture of someone talking through some slides, we break up that content and try and make it interactive and visually appealing for students. So that could be, we have some video. I'm just going to mute that, but there's an audio voiceover going over the back of it. So it could be video with animation, it could be illustration. It depends what the content's about, really, for how we present it. If I continue through the lecture, you can see we've got some text. Maybe it's something more interactive. So we just skip forward a little bit. Could be some flashcards. It could be an activity. So at the end of the activity, we've got a little multiple choice quiz. It just offers the students an opportunity to engage with the content rather than sit back and watch a passive lecture. It's an engaging lecture experience. So that's what we call lecture cast. And typically you'd see one of those every other week within the module. And they deliver the sort of core content for that particular unit of study. But of course, you need to back up that understanding with further reading. And that's where we have our reading pages. So we have a core, this is from the core textbook, chapter 17, but then on the library, where there are those hundreds of thousands of journal articles, we've curated that down to some key articles that are really relevant to this week of study. So here we're directing you to the library to read these key journal articles. And this link here would take me directly to the reading list on the library, so I can quickly access those resources. I don't need to do too much searching. I can just go straight to the library there. The final activity I want to show you is there's some case studies in this module. So for example, it may be that we present content in a slightly different format, maybe some video, some podcast. It's not all reading, it's not all video. There's a variety of content that's in the module. But also, as I mentioned in the assessment on the deadline details page, there are also assessment pages. So if I just jump to week 4, you'll see we've got an assignment here. And we've been given a prompt, and we have a wide variety of assessment types. So it could be that we ask you to do some kind of group work project. It could be a report. It might be something practical to actually produce something, maybe on one of our computer science programs. It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate your understanding of the content. It could be a discussion forum where you work as a group and discuss a topic. Again, we try and make these engaging, varied activities so they're not all just essays and reports and so on. There's a variety of assessment methods that we use throughout the program. And this is where you'll get feedback from your tutor. And if it's a discussion forum, you'd also get feedback from your peers, and they would contribute to the community that's developed within the module. Hopefully that's gives you a bit of an idea of what it's like to study one of our modules. A bit of a whistle-stop tour, but hopefully gives you a good impression of what it's like to be online on the VLE. And I'll stop sharing the right screen now and hand back. So yeah, that should be stopped sharing now.
Thanks, Stephen. Okay, student support. I will pass over to Sani.
Hi everyone, so my name's Jani and I'm one of the student support advisors here at the university. So today I'm just going to give a brief outline to the different types of support that's available to our students. At the University of Essex Online, we do take student support seriously and it is central in everything that we do. As our students are studying online and they're studying part-time and likely alongside other commitments such as jobs, like full-time jobs, part-time jobs, we do recognise the challenges that you may face and the importance of a solid support network. So firstly, we're going to take a look at our student support team, which I am part of. So at the University of Essex Online, all students have access to a team of student support advisors. So our support is tailored and specific to your programme of study. So if you study in business, you'll have a group of business support advisors. So the role of the student support team is to provide advice and guidance on study choices, course progression, explain academic policies and procedures, advice on times, like if you're going through difficult times and discussing your options that are available, and just keeping in regular contact. So the student support team can be contacted via phone, live chat, email, and we are available Monday to Friday, and our working hours are between 8:30 till 7 p.m. Monday to Thursday and 8:30 till 5 p.m. on a Friday. So we're going to just have a look at our study team. So we have a range of study advisors and they're on hand to help students with a range of different things, such as planning assignments, academic honesty and referencing, using an e-library and time management. So they're available via email and phone. And what's really good is you can also arrange a one-to-one support session through Zoom, where you can talk through the areas you do need support with. They do maintain our study hub, which is an area on the learning platform, as you've just looked at, that contains a variety of different resources and guidance documents on topics such as reading and research, academic writing, critical thinking, and a range of other stuff as well. They also do offer workshops and welcome sessions for each new student. And the study team is available between Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 5 p.m. So now we'll have a look at our student welfare team. Our student welfare team concentrate on various non-academic queries which are listed on the screen, ensuring that all students' welfare is always taken into consideration, as that is really important to us here at the university. They offer more specific types of guidance or can signpost students for further assistance. They may be able to put in place reasonable adjustments specific to your needs by implementing something which is called a reasonable adjustment plan. And we also have safeguarding officers, as we recognise that we do have a duty of care in creating a safe online environment for all students. And then finally, I would like to discuss our student experience team. So it is very important to us that our students feel like they are part of a learning community. We therefore provide opportunities for students to ask questions, network and help one another through student forums on the learning platform. So once you've obviously had a look through there, you will see a number of different forums. These include department forums and the Student Voice Forum, where students can discuss non-subject specific matters that relate to all students. We also have a student council, which was formed to help us work more closely with the learning community. Student council members have regular meetings with university staff to discuss various topics that affect all students. Students are also encouraged to provide feedback on their course through module surveys, which are available at the end of every module, which is really good for students because you can have a chance to obviously have your say and we can make changes where necessary. All students' comments are collated and shared with the relevant members of staff so they can be reviewed and discussed. By doing this, we can continue working on improving the service we provide even further. Our student experience team also provides some careers guidance and are also involved in planning our graduation ceremonies, which take place every year on campus at the University of Essex, as discussed before. So ultimately, the goal of all the teams I mentioned is to help students successfully complete the programmes and see them at the graduation ceremony. And I know it was very brief, but I hope you found all the information helpful.
Yes, hi everybody. My name's Louise and I work in the admissions department. So I'm just going to start off by giving everyone a quick overview of our admissions process. So just to start off with, if you do pop an inquiry in about one of our courses, this is when you'll get assigned your personal admissions advisor. So I think it's really great if you do get this just to start off with, because it does mean you don't have to repeat yourself and you will just have that one point of contact throughout the whole admissions process. So moving on, if you then do feel ready to put an application in with us, you just need to apply online on our website. It does go directly through to us. And as you can see, there's absolutely no application fee to make that application. You will be prompted through the application form just to upload some supporting documents. I believe we'll just be touching on that later on for everybody. So once your applications come through to us, it will just go through to your admissions advisor. At this point, we'll just be having a little look through all the documents that you've uploaded for us. If anything else is needed at that stage, we'll just be in contact with you. But if we do have everything we need, that's when it'll just be submitted for an official review. It's most likely to be reviewed by our admissions staff, but in some cases it may just be looked at by some of the academic heads as well. And we do have a really fast turnaround time on that. So we do aim to get back to you within 48 hours, just to let you know on the outcome. Hopefully it will be good news for everybody. And if you are accepted onto the course, you will then receive your formal offer letter. So with the offer letter, you'll just be receiving your personalised payment plan, and there'll just be that study planner for you as well for your chosen course. At this stage, the only things you'll need to do to get fully enrolled will just be to submit your formal acceptance form for us and then pay your deposit payment. That does just differ slightly just for our undergraduate student finance funded students. In that case, we'll just need to receive your student finance consent to share details, but not to worry, that will all be explained for you by your admissions advisor if that is applicable for you. So just a little bit of information here just about all our entry requirements. So you may have noticed that for all of our bachelor's courses, we do have an academic as well as a work experience route. So with our academic entry route, we do typically ask for 3 A-levels or the equivalent qualification. That is just 2 A-levels for the undergraduate business courses. As an alternative, though, if you don't currently hold those qualifications, we do have a work experience route available for everybody. So with this, we do ask for 3 years of relevant work experience, and that would just be alongside GCSE Maths and English, I believe at grade C or above. We do also offer a Cert HE route, which is our open entry route as mentioned before. So our Cert HE courses would be our level 4 courses. And with this, you wouldn't need any prior qualifications or work experience to join with us. It is a really great way to join one of our bachelor's courses in the end, because once you have completed that Cert HE, you would then have the option to complete just the remaining level 5 and 6 modules of the full bachelor's if you did wish to do so. So it's a really great open entry route. I think it is just worth noting as well that we do get asked quite a lot if we do accept international qualifications. And yes, we definitely do accept international qualifications for all of our courses. If you do, just make sure you include your official certificate for us when you make your application. All we'll be able to do is just have a little look at that, and we'll just assess the international comparison for you just to make sure it does meet our entry requirements. As well, just as a side note, we do have some English language requirements as well if English isn't your first language. So we do typically ask for an IELTS score of 6.0, but not to worry if you don't currently have that certificate, because we do offer a free online English test as well. So you just receive an email of instructions on how to complete that if that was applicable for you. So this is just a brief little look at the different tuition fees that we currently have. So it is just a UK and an international fee that we have going forwards for our 2023-24 academic year. You'll see we just have the Cert HE, full bachelor's and our bachelor's top-up prices here. So with these prices, you could either choose to pay in our monthly instalment payment plan, which will just spread it out throughout the duration of your course. But we do also offer a 5% discount just for students who do choose to pay in full upfront. And just a little bit more information about those payment plans that we touched on. So as you can see, again, it is just for our self-funding students that we have the monthly payment plan available, as well as that 5% upfront discount. The course is as well designated for undergraduate student loans in England. So that is applicable for both our Cert HE and full bachelor's courses. You'll see as well, we do have a few different scholarships available. So we have our 10% alumni discount, and we do have some partial scholarships available for students who are residing in specific regions. If you are just wondering if your country of residence would be eligible for any partial discount, if you do, just drop us an email. We'll just be able to have a look for you, and we'll be able to definitely confirm. Yep, and just to finish off from myself, these are just the next steps if you are wanting to go ahead and put an application in with us after this. So you just need to find our application form online. It is available, I believe, on the link below, but there is just a section that says apply now on the website for you, and it'll just take you straight through to that online application form. So when you're going through that form, it will just ask you for some of these documents. So we would ask for a 300 to 500 word personal statement, just outlining your reasons for wanting to study with us. If you do, just make sure you mention why you might want to study the course, any relevant experience you have, or perhaps why you are wanting to study online specifically. That would be a really great start for a personal statement, and you can just find some tips as well on our website. We will ask as well for a form of photo ID. We do just ask that will be within the expiry date, and it will just need to mention your date of birth as well. So, for example, a passport. We'll just ask for copies of your educational certificates. That will just not be applicable if you were going for the open entry Cert HE route. And as well, just to finish off, a copy of your CV. We do ask as well if you can just keep that as up to date as possible for us. It does just mean that if we are, for example, considering you via our work experience entry route, that will just help your admissions advisor just to see if you do have the relevant work experience. And as you can see here, we may just request some additional documents. So for example, if you are looking for going via our work experience route, this is when we'd be sending out our reference form for you. So I believe that is everything from me. So I will hand back to Hayley.
Okay, so thank you all for speaking, and I will move on to any Q&As that we may have. Okay. So just get them up. So I can see we have sometimes some questions now, so that's great. So we'll put some questions to the panel, if that's all okay with you. And if anything comes through whilst we're talking, the Q&A section is at the bottom of your screen. Okay, so one question that we have had is, what is the best way for someone to find out about a course? Okay, so I can answer this one. That would be via our Contact Us page on our website. If you want to find out about the actual course, search for the course name and we should come up. I will put the Contact Us link in the chat for you now too. Next one. Okay. So will the degree certificate mention online study? So does any of our panel want to answer this one? Are we aware?
Yep, I'm happy to take this one. It is quite a common question that we do get a lot. Yep, so your degree certificate will just be a University of Essex degree certificate. It's just on the transcript that you receive alongside that certificate that will just mention that it was an online mode of study. But as we say, you will be welcomed to graduate on the campus just alongside our campus students as well.
There we go. Another one. So, will students get to interact with others as part of their studies? I believe this was mentioned by Stephen earlier, so just to confirm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of every module, really. There'll either be discussion forums or group work activities and assignments. It's a big part of the programme to work with other students. So, yeah.
And next one, we have, is it possible for students to pay as they study? I think, Louise, you may have touched on this earlier, but just to clarify for anyone asking.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does just sound like you might just be referring to our monthly instalment payment plan in that case. Yeah, so with the monthly payment plan, that is during your studies. So for example, if you are doing one of our 4-year bachelor's courses, your monthly instalments would just be spread out through those 4 years each month. Again, the other alternative there would be to pay in full upfront prior to your course starting. And we do offer the 5% discount with that particular payment option.
Perfect, thank you. We have had a question on when can we find out about start dates. So I have put that link in the chat. However, when we send these like this through via email. We'll put all the links mentioned in this webinar on the email too for everybody. Okay, does it matter how old a student is? So, Louise, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think I was going to say the exact same as you. No, there's no age requirements as an upper limit for the courses. We do ask that students are 18 years old to start the courses, but there's absolutely no age limit in terms of maximum age. Everybody is welcome to join the courses. As you can see, we have a variety of different routes, so students from lots of different backgrounds can join as well.
Yes. Okay, one more. So do students have to pay to make an application?
No, so it is free of charge to make that application with us. The only point where you'd be needing to make your first deposit would be if you had a successful application with us and if you were then wanting to go ahead and accept your place.
Okay, this one says, how long does the enrolment process take once an application is submitted? I think this was touched upon earlier, but just to clarify.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does depend really on how quickly we can get all the required documents from yourself. As I've said, if your application is going under review, it is a 48-hour turnaround time for us to let you know about the outcome. So it is a very fast turnaround time, and it really just depends on how quickly you can send over all the documents for us.
I have a question here. Can I please check the requirements for work route? Do you mean I need to do the GCMS test?
Yeah, so I think the work experience route entry requirements do differ just slightly between each course, and you can find the specific one for each course on the website just under each course page. I believe it is typically about 3 years work experience for each of our bachelor's courses. So it doesn't mean that you need any particular certificate. It is just about your work experience. So if we did see that you had the relevant work experience outlined on your CV, then we may send over our reference form for one of your referees to complete. You just need to make sure that the referee was completing enough work experience on the form to cover the amount of years that was a part of the entry requirements. So if it was 3 years that we were asking for, your referee would have need to have known you for 3 years, but it can be several referees to make up that time as well.
Thank you. And following on from that, they have asked, is the academic route, like what's the difference there then?
Yeah, so it's just the fact that we have 2 different routes just so we can have students from all types of different backgrounds on the courses. So you wouldn't need to meet both the academic and the work experience route. It is an either or if it is the full bachelor's that you are wanting to go for. So we will look in the first instance to see if you would be eligible by the academic route. So if you do hold the A-levels or equivalent qualifications. If that's not the case though, and you have the relevant work experience, that's just when we'd be sending out our reference form for you. And we'd just be looking just down the alternative route.
Thank you. So how many hours of study is required realistically for the business/law degrees?
Yes, so I think I can answer that one again. We do typically recommend that students can commit to around 15 to 20 hours of study per week. As it's been mentioned, we do try to be as flexible as possible in terms of you being able to access your study materials whenever it does suit you, just as long as you are meeting those assignment deadlines. But it is typically 15 to 20 hours per week that we do recommend.
Is that different for the Search HE we've been asked?
No, so that would be exactly the same. So those Cert HE courses are the exact same level 4 modules that are covered on the full bachelor's. So the requirements in terms of your time commitments would just be the same. We'd still recommend around 15 to 20 hours.
Thank you. Okay, so one question, where can students find information on entry requirements and tuition fees? So this will be on the website, however, we can put a link and I'll also put a download a prospectus link for any more information on that one too. The final question is quite specific. So it says, if I had the undergrad from Canada, does it mean I could take the academic route?
Yes, as I said, we do definitely welcome international qualifications. If this was the case for you, I'd just recommend just making sure you include that certificate along with your application for us. All we'll do in that case is we'll just have a look at it and compare it with our international comparisons and make sure that it is equivalent to at least A-levels or above. If it is equivalent to a higher level in A-levels, that's still absolutely fine. That means you have still met those requirements. So yeah, my best advice there would just be to make sure you include the certificate with your application for us, and we'll definitely review it for you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so I see we're coming to the end of the session. I just want to say, if people do have any further questions about this webinar, please do contact our admissions team using the email that will be posted in the chat and on screen here, and it will be sent on the email too. So thank you, and I will end the session here. Just to remind you, like I say, we'll be sending the recording to everyone who signed up, and to those of you who have any questions, please do contact us and we'll let you know the answers in due course. Thank you for everyone for attending today, and thank you for our panels for your time this afternoon. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.